Robert Downey Jr. isn't coming back to play a villain. He's coming back to play the man Tony Stark was terrified of becoming, and this time, nothing stops him. For 11 years, that face meant one thing: the guy who sacrifices himself so everyone else gets to live. Now Marvel is putting that same face behind a mask, on a body that wants to rule the world instead of save it. And the strange part is this isn't a twist someone invented for shock value. It's something Tony Stark predicted, out loud, on screen, years before anyone knew Doom was coming. Quick reminder, before we get into it, if you're new here, hit subscribe. We cover MCU theory and breakdowns daily, and this one has more layers than the trailer lets on. Here's where it starts. In Avengers, Age of Ultron. The 2015 sequel where the team builds a peacekeeping AI that goes catastrophically wrong, Wanda Maximoff gives Tony a vision. He sees the Avengers dead, Earth in ruins, an alien army pouring through a portal, and himself as the only one left alive, having failed to stop it. That vision doesn't fade. It drives almost everything Tony does for the rest of his life. Building Ultron, because he doesn't trust the team to survive the next threat alone, pushing the Sokovia Accords because he wants oversight before someone with power goes rogue, recruiting a teenage Peter Parker because he thinks they'll need every hand they can get. He tells the other Avengers flatly that up there pointing at the wormhole threat, that's the Endgame, and he wants to know how they plan on beating it. He wasn't talking about Thanos, not directly. He was talking about anything that big showing up with nobody ready for it. Which brings us to Doctor Doom. Marvel confirmed in 2024 that Robert Downey Jr. would return to the MCU as Victor Von Doom in Avengers Doomsday, out December 18th, 2026. And the instant that was announced, the internet split into one obsessive question. Is this Tony Stark? A variant from some other universe twisted by tragedy? For months, that stayed an open loop. Then Marvel closed it, reporting confirmed this is not a Stark variant. This is the genuine Victor Von Doom, ruler of Latveria, one of the most dangerous minds in Marvel's mythology, played by the same actor, on purpose. Which somehow makes it worse. Because now the question isn't, is this secretly Tony? It's, why does a completely different man have Tony Stark's face, and what does it mean that audiences are going to trust him for it anyway? That's the part nobody's fully reckoning with yet. Tony spent his whole arc trying to convince people he could be trusted with power. He lost that argument more than he won it. In Iron Man 3, after flying through a wormhole and seeing what's actually out there, he has panic attacks he can't explain, and builds 42 separate Iron Man suits because he can't stop preparing for a threat he can't name. The film plays it like paranoia. In Captain America: Civil War, he pushes for government oversight of the Avengers, warning that unaccountable power gets people killed, and Steve Rogers beats him on it. The team splits, Thanos shows up right after, and half the universe dies. Every single time, Tony was early, and every single time, it cost him the argument anyway. Now picture Doom's introduction the way leaks and fan theories describe it, and to be clear, this part is unconfirmed, pieced together from set reports and speculation, not official plot details. According to those reports, Doom doesn't invade Earth with an army. He takes it the way Tony always feared someone eventually would, through the systems already in place. Global technology, infrastructure, the exact suit of armor around the world. Tony once described wanting to build in Age of Ultron as permanent, invisible protection. If that theory holds, Doom doesn't have to conquer Earth. He just has to finish what Tony started and flip who it's protecting. That's the shape of the fear Ultron already tried to warn everyone about back in 2015, right before he went rogue. That protecting the world and controlling it can start to look identical from the inside. Ultron thought extinction was the only path to peace. Doom, if the theories are right, doesn't need extinction. Rule is enough. Same instinct, different ceiling. Here's the moment that actually earns the dread, though. And it's not speculative, it's structural. Tony's story ends with him saying his own name out loud, one last time, right before he sacrifices everything to save half the universe. I am Iron Man. That line is the whole character, distilled identity as an act of accountability. Whatever Doom's first big reveal looks like on screen, it's going to land in the shadow of that line, on the same face, with the opposite intention. Tony used his name to take responsibility. Doom, on any read of the character, uses his to take control. Genuinely curious what you think here. Does a shared face actually make a villain scarier? Or is it just stunt casting dressed up as theme? Say it in the comments. I want to know if I'm the only one who finds this unsettling. And there's a quieter, sadder layer under all of it. Tony's last words in Avengers. Endgame are to Pepper. Hey, Pep. And he dies believing the sacrifice actually fixed something, that the world he's leaving behind is safer for it. If the speculation about Doom's rise is accurate, that belief doesn't hold. The Accords are gone. The team is scattered. The one mind sharp enough to see a threat like this coming isn't in the room anymore. And into that gap steps someone wearing the one face people still trust on instinct, using it, if the theories are right, to do exactly what Tony spent a decade trying to prevent. If that's how it plays out, the tragedy isn't that Doom is powerful, it's that he might not even have to convince anyone he means well. He just has to look like someone who already proved it. One more like button moment before we close this out. If this connected some dots for you, tap it. It actually helps this channel keep making these. So here's the real question heading into December. Was Tony Stark's biggest failure Ultron? Or was it dying before he got the chance to see what was actually coming for the world he thought he'd saved? If you want more MCU breakdowns like this before Doomsday drops in theaters, subscribe for daily MCU videos. We'll see you in the next one.